Okay, just a few general questions. We had a guy send in a question about Happy Valley race 1 on the 7th of the 10th. You made a mention about race 1, I think it was from memory. He was asking about why you mentioned something was a massive fill-up, but he thought, why was it a fill-up at $5.50? But I think he missed we dropped a runner and then we top up. So I think that's a good question because they don't, like the guys just getting their head around it of how you then fill up on that runner. Can you give an example?
Okay, it was a fill up. When you win in 4 units a race, it's a fill up because what happened was I dropped number 10 and I had 1.33 units on a horse rated at 475, and we got for that particular runner we got $6 across. I mean, a lot of $5.50, $5 across the board. When you're winning 3 units per race, it's not bad. Okay, now the biggest reason why is because we dropped to 10. So because number 10 we wanted 590, and the best we can get there for that runner was, I think it was 460 or something like that. So I had to drop it, and then I put the units that I had on the 10 and spread them around on the 4, the 5, and the 12, and that to me, in my eyes, is a fill up. Okay, so sometimes also, guys, I say I'm live. I'm a human being. I say things because out of excitement, because we've just won so many units. So don't take things too literally all the time with me. All right, I am sitting here live and I make comments live. So yes, to me it was a fill up. I got $6 for it. So when I had a horse rated at 475 and I had 1.33 units on it, $6 is not a bad price. Okay.
And you've got to remember that you're here doing this day in, day out.
Yeah, I'm here doing this day in, day out, and sometimes making comments and sending messages is just my way of communication. I literally sit in a room with 3 screens staring at me all day, every day. So it's just making comment, just keeping myself entertained. So, it's that's what that meant.
Okay, then the same guy asked about Woodville race 3. You made a comment about it was a suck-in horse. Can you please explain what a suck-in horse is to you?
Okay, this is what a suck-in horse is. It's just my language. It's just my tone that I use when I start talking like that. Okay, sucking horses is when the markets start. They start to play games. What race was that? Race 1, wasn't it?
Right.
Race 3. Okay, so we had in this particular race. All right, I'm pretty sure I made comment about the race. We had, I think, the 7 was backed in from 790 into 440. It was never winning. Now this is the trick. Okay, people go, what do you mean it was never winning? It was never winning according to the markets. What I see, because number 6, the real winner, it opened up at $1.80 and across the board that thing never shifted, never ever shifted. So when I say suck me in, they're trying to get as much money out as the favourite as possible. All right, and then what they do is they play tricks with you. Now, everything suggested that the 7 was the winner, $9 into 440. Had I seen the 6 go from $1.80 to $3, then no, it's on. Okay, basically the 7, and they were also back in the 9. Now, what happened with the 9 is, this is where they play games. The thing opened up at $6 and went from $6 to $4.50. And then right at the death with 5 minutes to go, went from $5 out to $8. Dead as Julia. End of discussion. He was never winning. The horse that they wanted in that race was the 6. We had it on top, but I couldn't take it on its price. That's what I mean by suck me in horses.
I think it's important that people understand that these guys that are commentating are employed by whoever they're working for that day, the tab or whatever. So they're using language to make people think that they need to get into a horse, the smart money or big bet.
It's not smart money. It's not.
They're just making up these stories so that people put money on it to get the pool up. Really, that's what they're doing.
Okay, so again, it's just my tone. All right, I've been watching these markets for a very, very long time, and sometimes you just got to understand the world that I am in. And the world that I am in is I talk like a bookmaker. And sometimes people get confused what I mean by that. That's all that means is that you see there's what I call red lights on these markets. Okay, and that was a red light flag. That was a complete red light. Stay away from the race. I'm pretty sure that we passed on the race anyway because I just saw things that I thought, nah, not right.
I think we should also talk about betting across a lot of different companies. That some guys just focus on Betfair or whatever. Would you like to talk about that a bit?
Okay, with opening up different accounts. Okay, you have to open up different accounts. There are a lot of corporate bookmakers. I call them scumbags. Again, that's just my language. Okay, they bar everybody. That's just how they work. Okay, so what you do is, if you've got the sheets open, okay, and I've got 17 corporate bookmaker accounts. Actually, I've got 25. Okay, now one of the things that you never do, okay, because they'll flag you straight away. You never ever put the 4 runners with the same corporate bookmaker. They'll straight away pick that you're Dutch betting. Okay, and if you start winning, the first thing they'll do is that they'll ban you for backing a horse, putting $20 on a 10-1 shot. They will ban you. So what you do is, if you get the sheet and you spread all 4 bets. I know it's going to be difficult, but it's the only way to beat these bastards. You've got to open up and put maybe your top pick in with Sportsbet, your second pick with Ladbrokes, your third pick. And sometimes, guys, I recommend also backing horses on the tote, because you sometimes get great value coming out of the tote. Now, with Betfair, all right, Betfair is something that it's for me at the moment. I've got a love-hate relationship with Betfair at the moment. The liquidity in the market's not there for me, okay, and there's a lot of poison money. I always call poison money. So for me, I'm a traditionalist. I think the best places to bet on are the TAB, obviously the totalizers, and I'm not going to plug any bookmaker, but my ideal thing is to open up as many accounts as you possibly can, all right, and to spread the bets over all those accounts. That is the best way to tackle them. Don't worry, they've got guys in there that work purely sit there to catch out guys that are betting smart. They do not want smart blokes betting. End of discussion. All right, so that's where you got to have to look at the markets themselves. This is a full-time job. It's not something where you can just take lightly. If it was easy, we'd all be winning money.
Okay, somebody else asked about overstaking when spreading a bet, but I think they might miss that you're still only using the same amount of units that were originally put out there, but you've dropped that. So I think there's a misunderstanding on that.
No, there's no misunderstanding with that.
There is from members.
Okay, what it is that people are scared of price.
No, he thinks that it's overstaking.
It's not overstaking. People are scared of price. What happens is if I've got a horse rated at $4.50, okay, or let's say $5. Let's say, for instance, I've got a horse rated at $5, and that horse gets backed in from $5 into $2.50. Okay, as you saw with this race, a particular race at Woodville, I had Floral Art. Rated at $8. Okay, that is a classic case. Now, obviously we didn't bet in the race. I'm looking at that particular race. I had Floral Art rated at $7.50. All right, and I had the 1, the 5, 1, 5, 6, 7. Well, the 6 was a sub runner. Now, this is the difference between myself and 97% of other punters. 97 other normal punters. Price doesn't bother me. If that horse is on the sheet, now for that particular, let's just look at this race at Woodville. This is a good example of that. Let's just take out the 5 for a moment, Shakespeare. Shakespeare was always going to win. I had it well on top. I just didn't like its price. That's fine. But in that instance there, with let's say Floral Art was backed at $7.50 into $4, you were going to outlay those units anyway. Now, had that horse hit $7, you were going to outlay it. Okay? The fact of the matter remains is that price came in because someone saw something in Shakespeare, for example, as a horse that, this thing's, in their opinion, okay, it shouldn't be $7, it should be $4. Wrong, okay? We've kept it at $7 for a reason. It's why it's $7, because we've given it a, 18% chance or whatever it is. All right, so number 1 was 15 to 1. after that, number 5 was 530. Why not put the money on the other runners? Why does price scare everybody for? You want to extract as much money as possible out of a runner. Just because you've put 0.5 units on a horse at 20 to 1, so what? You got to get this mindset out of your heads. It's a bad mindset. It's just an opinion. It's just what that horse is. Price is an opinion. Everybody knows this. Now, when we spread units on other runners, okay, we're trying to get a maximum we're trying to achieve a big pot. I couldn't care less what wins the race as long as I can make money. Now, I've been asked, why do you keep saying we're in this business of making money? That is the answer to that question. All right, the answer to that question is that we want to make money. Now, if I've rated a horse at 6 to 1 or 7 or 10 to 1 and it blows out to 20 to 1, that's what you want. Just because the horse blows out to 20 to 1, we've had so many winners fill up like that we get the big fill ups. We've given that horse a chance. It's on the sheet. Our database has said this thing is 10 to 1. The markets have said no. We're trying to catch them out. What, do you want to agree with them? Is that what it is? Does everybody want to agree with the markets? Then where's your edge? You don't have an edge. Otherwise, I'll just be sitting here just pumping out $3.50 runners all day, every day. You're going to outlay those units anyway. Okay. So, but then when the price gets rolled in, drop it. Now, you don't have to spread the units. This is something unique that I've done. That's the reason why we've made so many. It's unique to me. Okay, so that's why we do that. We're not afraid of price. Price is the big thing for everybody. People see horses. I mean, we got a winner the other day at 45 to 1 at I don't know, wherever it was, Armadale. Do you think I was sitting there going, oh, we can't win because it's 45 to 1? My oath it won.
Well, originally when you do your sheets, there's no price indicator in that. It's stage 1 of your sheets every day. You just look at your numbers that you pick from.
That's right. When I do the sheets, I have a like what I call, Dean and I have discussed this many times. It's what I call my indicator. Okay, and there's many factors that those sheets take hours to do, and there's a lot of factors why horses go onto the sheets. All right, there's all these. There's class, there's numbers. Predominantly is obviously it's speed based, and there's other indicators that I put in. Now I don't. And then what I do when I finish everything, I click a button, and it spits out a price. If I can get that pot, that is all you need to worry about. The pot. If I remove the minimum rated prices out of there, I think everybody would have a different approach to this. It's the prices is what's confusing everybody. Now the price is an indicator. Remember that, it's just an indicator.
Some guys are also asking that, that the prices, well, they use the word shredding, they're going down quickly if they've left their computer for a couple of minutes. There's nothing we can do about that.
I can't do anything about that. I wish I could.
And that's also why we say shop around, not be just with one bookie, apart from the fact that they'll get locked out eventually, is that often other, bookies will have it at a different price. If they're just locked into Betfair, that causes a bit of a problem on price, I think.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, as I said, with Betfair, there comes problems with Betfair. Especially if 10, 15 guys, if I say hit the go button, if I say, right, boys, bet, and everybody's betting on a 10 to 1 shot at the same time, then that thing ain't. That's why I don't like Betfair. All right. I'm not saying Betfair is bad. I'm just saying that there are a lot of pitfalls with Betfair that people don't understand around it. All right. Now, I also got asked a question: if there was a horse in the run-in and it hit price in the run-in, well, that's if you want to bet like that, that's fine, because we have that all the time. We have that a lot with back markers where we've got a horse rated at 550, the race jumps, and that horse in the running's $9 because it's settled 6 or 7 lengths off the league. If you want to back it, back them. I'm not saying don't. Look, now, I want to start training everybody that you need to move. All you care about is, are you making money? All right? And stop focusing on the result factor, because your bank balance doesn't lie. If your bank balance is dropping, then the results don't mean anything to me. It's what's in your bank balance. That's the most important thing for me. All right? And if I can start sending out these webinars and start explaining how we do things, and how you can navigate around the sheets to make money off the sheets. That's more important to me than anything else. Not to look great. Like, there's so many tipping services out there that just have these ridiculous amounts of wins. Our service is not ridiculous. We've always been honest, and we've always been truthful about how we record our wins. Hong Kong, for instance, okay, we've only ever recorded New South Wales starting price. We've had horses in Hong Kong that have won at 30-1 with the corporate bookmakers across the board, but we've only recorded a 15-1 winner because that's what New South Wales TRB's recorded. We've always been honest and transparent about this, never not been. And one of the things that we've always drilled into everybody is that you got to understand this. We are not here to be backing favourites. There's no skill in backing favourites at all, and I'm going to keep harping on that.
Well, there's normally no money in that.
No money in it. You need a high strike rate.
And that's what we're about. And when he says that you've got to look at the money at the end of the day, it can be that there was one winner at that blew out to $51, and we had 0.7 units on it. So you might have only had one win, but it outstripped the losses for the day, and that's what it means. You've got to follow it the whole day.
Any more questions?
Is there any more that you can think of that have been asked of you?
One of the things that I need to start getting everybody their heads around is the fact that stop being afraid of price and stop being worrying about. Like I said, the biggest thing that everybody has to worry about is the pot.
What do you mean about that?
Well, people are asking. I'm getting a lot of questions about why do we have 0.65 units on a horse rated at 15-1 and it's all of a sudden 45-1.
Oh, you mean the staking at that price?
Yeah. It's overall pot, guys. That's the most. We are Dutch betting. Okay. Now I want to quickly talk about favourites and why everyone at the moment thinks that. I got to ask, are the ratings accurate? The ratings are accurate. Okay. If you want, again, I can tip you a favourite every race. Because the database, the first thing it does, it isolates the favourite, okay? And then once it isolates that favourite, it will tell me why is this a favourite, and then it will give me all these signals and tell me X, and then it will spit out a price. I'll say no, I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that price because there are kinks in the armour that I'll go no. At the moment, there is a high volume of favourites that are beating us. There's no doubt in it. It's there to be seen. I'm not running away from that.
How many seconds?
We've had 77 seconds
in a month.
So
that'd be a very different outcome, even if
we've had an instance where we've had about, I think, 62 runners that we've dropped that have been on the sheet, but we haven't been able to secure prices. This is what we call a rating service. This is what happens. I wish to God we can get all the best prices, but it's not going to happen. All right, it's very, very difficult at all times to get the prices that we are after. All right, so we just have to be patient and we got to navigate around the sheets properly. Now, with the navigating of the sheets, I'm going to try to navigate as many sheets as possible for the next month or so then people can understand what I'm thinking. Try not to be too rigid with your thought process. There is a method to my madness. I'm moving around the sheets the same way corporate bookmakers maneuver around to try to capture your money. Do you think corporate bookmakers have got a set piece of play that's what they're doing? No. They are throwing things at you all the time to try to catch you out. Because they know that most punters are not flexible. They know most punters don't know what they're doing. So I know what I'm doing. They don't like the fact that I know what I'm doing. All right? And I know the results haven't been the best. I'm not hiding away from that. But overall, all right, this system has won thousands of units, okay? And that's why we're here and that's why we're doing this.
But that's also why we jump around. Like, you can't be fixated on any particular track with our system or on any particular day. Would that be true?
Absolutely. That's why I do so many sheets. Because I might do a sheet in Randwick today and then I'll see something at Randwick that I don't like. I'll burn that sheet. Next sheet. What sheet is making me money? That's what I focus on. I don't focus on anything else. Okay, so please keep coming with the questions. I don't have an issue answering any of the questions. Please hang in there. All right. You're starting to see some of the big winners coming now. All right, we saw some big price winners that are happening. Again, it's not going as well as I want it. I want to get this thing back up and going to about 60 or 70 units a week. That's an ideal week for us, and we can achieve that. All right, we are coming out of a bad period, and as you can see now, we're starting to get some of. You can start to see that the winners are there. It's just how to capture them through price and the way we navigate around the sheets.